And we are back. It's 3 p.m. over here in beautiful Berlin. Still the second day of IFA 2015. We are in Hall 16, and this is the Intel TechLounge. And after we talked a lot about home appliances, now we're back to my roots, because I did so many smartphone reviews so far. And I'm glad to talk to one representative of a very, very interesting company. Due to the fact that I lived in Asia for the last 7 years, I'm pretty sure that I know them for a little bit longer than most of our viewers. Might be different, you never know. I'm talking to Waiman Lam. He's a senior director of ZTE mobile device. Good to see you.
It's good to be here.
Is this your first IFA?
It is our first IFA, that's correct.
Yeah. So how do you like it so far? Did you have a chance to walk around?
It was quite busy for us for the first couple of days, so I really didn't get a chance to walk around, but I could sense the energy.
It is different, right? It's a different show.
Yes.
Plus, it's public.
Yes.
And I think that makes it quite unique and special.
Right.
Because usually, I mean, when you look at CES, or even there's now a CES in Shanghai, or Computex,
right,
or CIATech in Japan, this is always for press and for media and for salespersons. This is even open to the public. And you have a booth over here, right?
Yes, we have a booth at Hall 25.
So you're in Hall 25, yeah?
Yes.
And just tell us a little bit about what ZTE is doing recently. What are you showcasing over here at IFA? Sure. Give our viewers a little bit of an idea about ZTE as a company.
Sure. So ZTE, we're a publicly traded company out of China. The ZTE by itself, it's in business for 30 years. The mobile devices, 17 years and counting. So we're very glad to participate in our first ever IFA 2015. And we're showcasing a variety of products from our major product lines. So we recently launched the Axon flagship smartphone in the US and in China, and we're bringing that here in Europe. And we're announcing that that phone actually it's going to be available for the European market as well as the Asia Pacific market in the coming months. So in Europe, September 24th, in Germany, in places like France or in UK, we'll start taking orders, and then in the coming months, it will be in Asia Pacific. So that's the Axon smartphone. I actually have it right in front of me here. And then we also have other products. So from our Blade series, we have the Blade V6, our latest product from the Blade series, which we shipped cumulatively about 20 million devices globally. And I don't have that device with me, but it's a very thin device, runs Android Lollipop. Is very affordable. We call that a mass market premium.
Right.
So it's an affordable device. It's got good specs. It's a good phone. It's got good specs. It has a great price. And then we also have the Nubias. The Nubias are our co-brand in China. So we brought our Nubia Z9 and the Nubia MyProc for the European markets. And we also have the S Pro 2, which is a new product that we invented at ZTE. It's a smart mobile projector, and we have gotten so much attention at our booth, and everywhere we go with that product. It's kind of unique and kind of something that not a whole lot of people have seen, but once they saw it, most of the reaction is like, wow, this is really cool. Yeah.
Before Waiman is just showing you a little bit of the ZTE Axon, I think we just got one about a week or 2 weeks ago. No, actually, oh my God, I'm already on the road for 3 weeks. So it was over 3 weeks ago, and we've been taking some videos with it. So it gives our cameraman the chance to get closer to this phone. I mean, you guys, the way you've entered the Western markets, that was about like 2 or 3 years ago when the first customers and users over here in Western Europe and Northern America really realized that, oh my God, there's a real strong brand name coming from mainland China, and they also have some great devices in their portfolio. While in China, you are one of the big players over there.
Sure. So we are, as the company, we're the biggest publicly traded telecommunication companies out of China. We traded in Hong Kong Stock Exchange and Shenzhen Stock Exchange. But in the European market, in the Western market, for example, in the United States, we actually have been there since early part of 2000. But we didn't actually start shipping devices in the U.S. until 2010. Yeah. And then if you look at the market today, at least in the U.S., we are we're the number 4 in terms of smartphone market share, and number 2 in prepaid. So we have a sizable market share in the U.S. market, and if you look at a lot of the OEMs, so many manufacturers out of China these days. So we are one of the few that has a really sizable market share in U.S. and also in Europe. So we've been in this market for a number of years, and our year-over-year growth in the European markets are also increasing. From the year before to last year, we increased by 300% overall in the shipment. So overall, we've seen a lot of positive energy, and we're going to continue to develop our products, listen to our consumer feedback. For example, this phone, it's as a result, we survey so many users, and we work with different design team. So the slogan is, it's all you, because we made this phone for our users based on their feedback and what they want in a smartphone.
Is this also a little bit of a kind of shift of paradigms for a traditional Chinese company, and also the way it's getting feedback now on the Western markets? Like 6 or 7 years ago, everyone was saying, oh no, when it comes to a Chinese company, they're just copying our designs. But what I saw, especially in the last 3 or 4 years, is a new breed of designs, a new breed of innovations, a new breed of innovation where I think I wrote an article about 3 or 4 years ago. I said, listen, you know what, this is what's going to happen. Those guys that were complaining about someone copying another company, those will be the first ones to copy innovation that comes from China. And it's actually happening right now. So you have, ZTE has a very unique design language. I can immediately tell if it's a ZTE phone. And plus, over the years, you developed a brand equity and an image of a premium manufacturer.
Right, that's correct. And at ZTE, I mean, if you look at just since I'm holding the Exxon phone, if you look at this device, the design language, the features that comes with this device is second to none. I mean, I can just tell you a couple of features. For example, you don't see a whole lot of smartphones out there with grill patterns like this. And then if you look at the rear, it's got a dual camera setup, also with some of the triangular pattern accent. So this is our design language. As well, that this phone also has certain features as a world's first. For example, we have incorporated 3 different ways of unlocking the device using biometric security. So for example, I can actually unlock the device using my fingerprint, up to 5 different fingers. I can actually use my voice to unlock the device, or I can actually use my eyes to unlock my device. Right. So first phone in the world that has 3 different biometric security for a phone. And I think security is quite important these days, especially as we move toward to Internet of Things. Everything that has an IP address has potential to be hacked. Right. And so with something like this, I think it's a unique solutions that people do look for and appreciate in a smartphone.
This is really nice. And you know what? You're selling this one already? Is it already going into the retailer channels, into the distribution channels? Is it available online?
So in the U.S. it's already available. This also available in China. The China version, the Exxon in China it's been so hot. It's like hotcakes. I mean, people couldn't even buy it. Online it's all sold out. In Europe, we're happy to announce that starting on September 24th, you can actually buy this on certain online channels like eBay. And then in beginning of October, we're gonna team up with a local German retailer called Medium Markt, I believe. And then they're gonna help us carry the Exxon phone to be sold at retail stores here, and as well as other channels in other parts of the European countries like France, the UK, Spain, Turkey, and so on and so forth. Yes,
that is amazing, and especially to do this with MediaMarkt, which is the biggest electronic chain in all of Europe, right? So you have the big boy in your bowl of distribution channels. I saw something on your hand. Is this your new smartwatch?
Yeah, this is actually a smartwatch that we announced. It's not available yet. It's a smartwatch that we announced in July, end of July in China, along with this phone. It's called the Exxon Watch. So it's a smartwatch, and it actually runs an OS from a Chinese company called Tencent. Okay, I know that. So it runs Tencent OS. So it's a little bit different than most of the smartwatches out there, which runs Android Wear. Right. And this one runs Tencent OS, and if I can just show you, it's pretty. It's not available yet, but I just have a prototype on Wear, so people people do ask me a lot of questions about.
I'm sure
watch.
about that.
Yeah. So just to show you some of the interfaces here, you know, I can pull down, gives me the battery time, and if I pull over, you know, I could connect to WeChat.
WeChat right away.
WeChat is very, very popular in China.
Yeah.
Ever so popular. And then, you know, you can actually connect to WeChat. You know, you have your step counter, your heart rate monitor, music. Connect to Bluetooth, and then you got a little game here you can play. You know, if you want to play, have fun sometime. You know, so it's a product that you know, I think wearable it's getting. You know, I think we passed that infancy stage already for wearable. I think wearable is about, you know, it's reached a point where I think more and more people do find wearable to be a product that they want to have. At a ZTE, you know, we want to be a part of that equation, and that's why we're developing wearable that makes sense. You know, complementing, you know, other devices that you have that you carry, and we think this watch is going to be very good.
Yeah, very cool. You've been saying that this is coming to Europe right now.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the pricing situation? So it's going to be available by the end of September.
September 24th. Yes.
Okay, cool. Can you tell us how much it will cost? Are there different versions?
Sure. So this phone it's going to be retail for €419.
Okay.
So it's a flagship level device from all aspects, right? From the specifications, from the software, from the innovative features like the biometric security. It's got two-way hi-fi sound, two independent chipsets, one for playback, one for recording.
Okay.
The playback up to 32-bit, very, very high quality, 4 times the quality of 24-bit hi-fi sound. Yeah. It's got a dual camera setup. You can take stunning pictures up to 3 meters in range for bokeh effect, meaning have a really blurry background and the focus point to be very clear. And this phone also has the ability to refocus.
Yeah.
You can take the picture and then go into the picture and point anywhere in the picture to refocus that picture to any focus point. So that's a very unique feature in a smartphone, and also a front-facing camera is 8-megapixel camera. So €419, you got top-of-the-line specs with some innovative features from ZTE, a well-known company, and we think the customer will like it. And again, this is built based on the consumer feedback that we got. Camera, sound, the design language, everything we gathered from more than 6,000 users in the US and then in China and part of Europe. So we think we have a winner here in Axon.
No, absolutely, and especially I like the idea, you know, how quickly you rolled it out on an international scale. Because usually it always takes some time. People are constantly asking us, you know, where can I get this phone that's coming from China, right? Is that, yeah, well, there's always a way to online, but to set up the distribution channels right now will really help and boost your performance on these Western markets. And I think this is just the key to the success also here in Europe.
Right. Right, you're absolutely correct. I think we're expanding our channels. Like you said, I'm working with MediaMarkt. We're very fortunate to be able to partner with them to carry this product. And also, I think, you know, branding, the image of the brand is also very important. So we're doing a lot of brand marketing, you know, from different different angles. You know, from social media perspective, from traditional marketing. So we wanted just to get the names out there. ZTE, we're a consumer electronic. You know, ZTE has total solutions. Yeah. You know, we have other solutions as well. But on mobile devices, we want to be able to communicate to the consumer that, you know, we listen to you. It's not, you know, we value your feedback, and then we implement some of the desire, the want to have in the phone for the consumers.
Guys, just to let you know, if you have any questions regarding the new ZTE Axon or the watch or ZTE in general, just feel free to just get it into our chats. I'm double checking everything if there's anything new. But otherwise, you know, you can also ask us a little bit later. What's also quite interesting is what I love about your devices is that you almost give users a very, very minimal Android experience, like a vanilla experience. It's not like a super colorful launcher that might be a little bit confusing to people. Everything looks very, very clean and very timeless, and it's also like kind of the way it's embracing your overall hardware design language. It's really fitting to it.
Yeah, so you're correct. So at ZTE, we want to I think a lot of users these days, they appreciate not having an OEM to put a lot of what they call bloatware in a phone.
Yeah.
But at ZTE, we have we know that we don't want to do that, first of all, but at the same time, we want to be able to give just a little bit of a distinction, a difference, so users can appreciate. So in this phone, we actually incorporated our very light skin on top of the Android, which is, we call it the My Favorite 3.2 versions. Allow me to show you what it will do.
Yes.
So if I just easily swipe up, I have different ways of changing my wallpaper just by clicking it. So very easy. And then different color, depending on different days of the week. If you're feeling happy, you want to be green color, but so it gives the user an option to customize, the wallpaper, even the icon settings. So
nice.
Very, very simple. And then the way it swipes, very light skin.
I like this instant preview of the different function, because whenever I choose with a stock Android, I want to choose a different wallpaper. I just don't know how it looks like. Over here, I can immediately see this in action.
And then you can actually blur. You can
that is nice.
You see, look. And all of this, if you don't want to use it, you know what? You just, boom, and it's gone. I think a consumer do appreciate this type of innovations, software, UI. It gives them ability to personalize the device, at the same time not making it so drastically different than the Android operating systems.
Yeah. So we have a first question. Is it a dual SIM phone?
Yes, it is a dual SIM phone. The SIM slot is over here. So the second SIM slot will actually act as a micro SD slot as well.
Okay, so it's kind of double tray that you're using.
Exactly. Yeah, so supports up to 128 gig of micro SD.
Love it.
The phone has 32 gigabytes of built-in storage plus 3 gigabytes of RAM, at 1080p Full HD screen at 401 ppi. So you have, I think we believe we have a winner here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and once again, see, guys, this is how you have to do it, right? I remember a time like 2 years ago, no one cared about dual SIMs, but now we even have a lot of users complaining about some of the traditional premium OEMs not even supporting a micro SD card slot anymore. So those guys give you the option of whether you want to run with dual SIMs or you want to run one of these kind of docking bays of the overall tray as a micro SD card. So I think this is very, very smart. Another question is, what about the update situation? People are sometimes a little bit worried that their smartphones won't receive any more updates in terms of the latest Android. Do you have a kind of life cycle for devices that you say, okay, you know what, for the next 2 years, we're going to support you with the latest updates? Yeah,
so at ZTE, we have a program for software updates as well as official Android software upgrades. And with this Axon phone, we are committed to make sure that if there's any updates needed or any upgrades required, we will be able to do that with FODA, which is basically we send you something over the air and then you accept it and then you just download it and then it updates itself. So we have a program that does that. Okay. And if I may show you one really cool features. Do we have time for that, or?
No. So absolutely, let's do it. Let's show the cool features.
I talk a lot about this phone. Let me put it in action. So I can just use my phone to unlock.
Just wait a second until we have our cameraman ready for this, and then we're just going to turn it on. And you can always see it over here in the monitor when we're switching now.
So the fingerprint is really fast. I can just tap on it, and it unlocks. So very fast. So my different second finger. Okay, so that's one way of unlocking. Second way of unlocking, I can actually use my voice. Well, it has to be a phrase and my voice. What was my phrase again? EVA 2015. Okay, okay, try it again. EVA 2015 Axon.
That is pretty cool. I love it.
So my voice, I can actually use my eyes to unlock.
Okay.
Now I'm wearing glasses, but let's see if that works. I might have to take off my glasses. Okay, let me take it off. Just one more try. All right.
No
Maybe
worries.
it doesn't work. Let's try it again. Okay, this one has a little bit of an issue, but I could assure you it works. Maybe this phone I was with showing this to other folks, and they might have programmed their own set of eyes.
Okay.
And maybe it's not my set of eyes in this phone. That's why it doesn't work at the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, no worries. That can happen.
Okay.
And you know what? It always happens on the live stream, so I know how that feels.
Okay.
Yes, it's coming to Germany. Absolutely. It will be dual SIM also in Germany,
Yes.
right? So there is no regionally different version. So this is like a global rollout. So right now this is like a 5.5 inch.
Yes.
Do you also have like a version that is more in the 5-inch range that is also offering you these kind of high-end components? Are you working on something like this?
So we actually announced there's a mini, what we call the Axon Mini version.
Yeah.
When we made the announcement in China, and that's going to be a 5.2-inch version of it. And we haven't made the announcement whether it's going to be, I think it's going to be first available in China.
Okay.
And then we will slowly roll it out to other markets. I can actually show you.
You know what? Let's take a look at this, right? You've been asking for it, right? And
Here it is. Here's the Axon Mini.
Look at this. So this is pretty much the little brother or sister model, 5.2 inch, and it's coming basically with the same specs, right?
This one has a 1080p AMOLED screen.
Okay.
And
Nice.
it's got a Qualcomm chipset too. This one is the A10. This one it's a 615 chipset.
Nice.
All octa-core. So a little bit of a difference in terms of the specs
Right.
from the screen. It's also 1080p, 615 chipset. The screen size 5.2 inch, obviously. It's a little
Right.
bit smaller. So you have the 5.5 inch and then the 5.2 inch here. So people that don't want a big phone. I mean, this is not that big. I mean, I feel okay with this phone, but some of the folks might prefer something a little bit smaller. This will be perfect for them.
I'm also a 5.5 inch guy, right?
Okay.
So I just love this form factor. But there's a huge market for this more compact version of it. So that was pretty cool to see this here. Waiman, thank you so much for your time. Guys, we're going to have a little break of about 5 minutes, and then we're going to be back with Ken Hong from LG. He's the Global Communications Director, and we're going to talk about their latest launch. It's just bear with us for like 5 minutes. We're going to go on the show floor and into a hands-on, so you're going to see some new products here from IFA. See you soon.
Thank you.